In this guide, we will walk through the process of building a real-time chat application. We will be using Socket.io, a powerful library that enables real-time, bidirectional communication between web clients and servers. This application will feature real-time communication, utilize Node.js and Socket.io, and have a modern user interface design. Let's take a look at the overview of our chat application project. On the technology side, we'll be using Node.js as our server runtime environment, Express.js as our web framework to handle HTTP requests, Socket.io as our real-time communication engine and basic HTML, CSS and JavaScript for the front-end user interface. The key features of our application will include real-time messaging, support for multiple users, notifications for users joining or leaving, and a responsive design that works well on different devices. Let's begin by setting up our project. First, we'll create a new directory for our chat application. Then, we'll navigate into that directory using the cd command. Next, we'll initialize a new Node.js project using npm init, with the y flag to accept the defaults. Finally, we'll install the necessary dependencies, which are Express and Socket.io. Our project structure will consist of a chat app folder, including package.json, server.js, and a public folder. The public folder will contain index.html, style.css, and client.js. Now let's set up our basic server. First, we'll require the Express, HTTP, and Socket.io modules. Then we'll create an Express application, create an HTTP server using that application, and attach Socket.io to the server. After that, we'll serve static files from the public directory using express.static. Finally, we'll start the server and listen on port 3000 and log a message to the console. Now let's dive into Socket.io connection handling. We will handle new connections using io.on and listen for the connection event. When a new user connects, we will log a message to the console. We will also handle disconnections. For this, we will listen for the disconnect event on each socket. When a user disconnects, we'll log another message to the console. The event flow consists of first, the client connecting to the server, then the server listening for events, next, the message exchange taking place for real-time communication, and finally, cleaning up when a user leaves. Let's see how we can implement message broadcasting. We'll listen for chat messages using Socket.on and the chat message event. When a message is received, we'll broadcast it to all connected users using io.emit. Additionally, we'll implement user join notifications. When a new user joins, we'll broadcast a notification to all other users using socket.broadcast.emit. There are various broadcasting methods available. io.emit sends messages to all connected users. Socket.broadcast sends messages to all users except the sender. Socket.emit sends messages to a specific socket only, and io.toRoom sends messages to a specific room. Let's create the basic structure of our front end using HTML. We'll start with the div element with the ID chat container. Inside this div, we'll have another div with the ID messages, which will hold all the chat messages. Next, we'll create a form element with the ID form. Inside the form, we'll have an input field with the ID input for typing messages and a button to submit the form. Finally, we'll include the Socket.io client library by referencing /socket.io/socket.io.js. There are key elements in the structure. Messages container displays all chat messages. Input form is a user message input field. Send button submits new messages, and Socket.io script includes client library. Now let's move on to the client-side JavaScript. We'll start by initializing a Socket.io connection using io. Then we'll get references to the form and input elements using document.getElementById. Next, we'll add an event listener to the form to handle submission. When the form is submitted, we'll prevent the default action Emit a chat message event to the server with the input value, and then clear the input field. We will listen for the chat message event from the server. When a message is received, we'll create a new Li element, set its text content to the message, and append it to the messages list. Let's add some style to our chat interface using CSS. First, we'll style the chat container. We'll set the height, add a border, enable vertical scrolling, and add some padding. Next, we'll style the form. We'll use Flexbox to align the input and button horizontally, and add some margin on top. We will be having design features like a responsive layout for all devices, a modern styling, auto scroll for latest messages, and smooth animations. To run your chat application, first start the server using the command npm start or Node.js. Then, open multiple browser tabs and navigate to http://localhost 3000 to test real-time messaging. Some next steps to improve are deploy to cloud on Heroku, Versal, or Railway, add chat rooms for multiple conversation spaces, add user authentication to provide login and user profiles and message persistence to save chat history to a database. Congratulations, you've built a real-time chat application with Socket.io. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.